What is up, everybody? Make sure the volume's good here. Happy second day after Easter. I have a couple of big wins to share with you. One really cool story, a couple of really cool facts and figures, and then just a real simple invitation. Let me start with the facts and figures. They're the least exciting because it's statistics. But we had in the ballpark of 55 elementary volunteers this weekend, which is, first of all, a lot to be there on one weekend. Second of, and that's unique people. So like Mackenzie Munn, Maddie Doyle, like 4 or 5 services each between them. That doesn't count towards the 55. So like Mackenzie gets counted once, even though she was there for 5. So it took more than 55 volunteers, but it took 55 volunteers. A second statistic with that I love is that 0 of those spots were staff members who came in. They said for Easter, hey, if you need extra help, call in, some staff members who don't have roles during service. And we needed 0. And so that means that you, as our current volunteer team, stepped up and took on additional stuff. And I know a lot of you, most of you were there. Even if you were only there for one service, you were there early and late because of the stuff going on. Others of you, maybe, I know, like I have one person that I won't say the name, because there's probably 4 people with the same story and I don't want to ruin it. Was only there for one service, but also reached out to like 30 people, and filled up spots. They said, hey, for our family, I can be at one, but let me help you get these spots filled. I can't prove that we were the only team that did not use anybody on staff outside of their own ministry team, which means like me. Actually, I am on staff, but that's just a huge win when we say that one of the big things of VRL's culture is to be and make disciples and to raise up leaders and volunteers. You guys are doing that because, again, most of the extra help that we had weren't people that I recruited. They were people that you recruited, and they came in and they served, and that's just stinking awesome. So, again, a lot of volunteers, a lot of extra help. Some of that was you guys, and all of it had something to do with you guys, which is just the best. And as little to do with me as possible, which, again, I freaking love. The second number is 4. I want to get this number right. Hold on. 464, I believe. I'm looking through my list right now. Hold on. 464 elementary students this weekend. So over our 7 services, we had 464 elementary. That doesn't include early childhood. And so that number is in the 700s when you combine them, which is just bonkers to think about. And you'll notice at certain services you go, man, we had 55 people this weekend. We had 10, 12 people at the service, and it probably wasn't enough because of how many kids we had, which is, again, is just awesome to see. A lot of first-time kids. My hand cramped up yesterday because I've started writing all of our just like, hey, so glad you came to VRL and checked it out. We'd love to have you come back. A lot of first-time kids, which is super, super great. So those are the statistics. So again, exciting stuff really for me on like a programming side. But for you guys, that's not what you want. You're not just like, oh yeah, cool numbers. Woo, yeah, absolutely. I want to tell you a really cool story about a kid who sometimes comes on Thursday, sometimes at 11 o'clock. His name is Hudson. His mom, Nicole, volunteers from time to time as a sub in our 11 o'clock service. And Hudson had invited a friend to come to church with him. And so that friend was like, sure, I guess. He's never been to church before. And so Hudson tells this kid, hey, don't forget to bring your Bible. And this kid goes, I don't have a Bible. And rather than go like, well, Trevor has them at the church, because I do. I have free Bibles to give kids. If you ever have a kid who doesn't have a Bible, I don't mean they forgot to bring it to church, but like, I've never owned my own Bible. We have Bibles to give them. Hudson goes, okay, well, my friend doesn't have a Bible. So he like made his mom take him to the store and bought this kid a Bible, used his own money, bought this kid a Bible, wrote in it from Hudson, Easter 2022, gives this kid a Bible, brings him to an Easter egg hunt and to church. After church gets done, Hudson is like just badgering this kid, and he's like, hey, so what'd you think? Did you believe it? And the kid's like, I don't know. He just kind of heard everything for the first, like, it's the first time he's hearing the Easter story. And he's like, I don't know. It seems like a lot. And Hudson's like, well, okay, but like, you need to know, like, if you're gonna believe this, like, you're gonna follow Jesus, and if you're gonna follow Jesus, you're gonna do this. And Hudson and I and Papa Larry, who's a Thursday night volunteer, have been working on the date of Hudson's baptism. And so Larry, one of our volunteers, his small group leader for like 3 years now, is gonna baptize Hudson this coming Sunday. And so we have third grade. This is a third grader that some of you have had in your groups, and Papa Larry especially has made such an impact on this kid that he is like, hey, when you tell me to invite a friend, I'm going to invite a friend, but I'm not just going to bring them to church. I'm going to make sure that this guy understands who Jesus is. And I was like, wow, he does better than I do. And also my entire adult small group, when I was like, just sharing that with another couple of those in my group. And I was like, guys, do we suck? Like, because this kid's killing it. So I want you guys to know that between him inviting a friend because he is like, dude, my friend needs to know who Jesus is, and him getting baptized, he's like, I'm going to follow Jesus. And he's not having his mom or his dad or his pastor do it. He's having a small group leader do it. And Larry's had some health complications lately, so they were even like, is he even going to be able to? And Larry was like, if I die in that tub, I'm doing it. So that's just like a huge, awesome thing to know that I'm sure more things like that are happening that I just don't hear about, so I can't pass those on to you. But I wanted to pass on but that's happening with our kids in our weekend services. This is what you guys are doing every week. When you come for 3 services on Easter weekend and you're giving up time with your family, I just want you to know we're seeing it in kids. We're like, but they're actually picking something up. It's actually making a difference, which is just awesome. So if I hear more stories, I want to always pass those on to you. The last thing is an invitation on May 22nd, and I have little invite cards. They're like this big because I don't want to take up space in your life. You'll get them this weekend, but I have invite cards for our volunteer celebration service, I guess is what we're calling it. It's a party. It's a party to celebrate volunteers on May 22nd from 6 to 8 or 6:30 to 8. It's Sunday, the evening of May 22nd. We used to do something called Vision Night in September, and then now we're doing Vision Weekend earlier in the year. So we're like, it's not about vision. It's about celebration, and really these stories I'm telling you about, like a Hudson, where things don't happen if we don't have you in place doing them. And so we just want to thank you. And so there's going to be prizes and games and giveaways, and just general fun and merriment. So I would love to have you all be there and join me. It's going to be great. So that's what I got. As far as this weekend goes, it's in the lesson plan. Check it out. It's pretty simple and straightforward. We got a game to open. We're going to come together. We're going to have a story, do some worship, have a quick game there, back to our small groups. It's going to be great. It's going to be simple. So have a great day. Have a great week. And I will see you guys in like 2 days if you're a Thursday nighter. And I'll see you in like 4 or 5 days if you are a Sunday person. So guys, peace out.